So this session was about the little voice, and again, if you're wondering what little voice, it's that little voice inside your head that's speaking right now. It's always there. It's always speaking. Many way, shapes and forms, positive, negative, and it impacts our conversations. I mean, there's two conversations going on. I'm talking with somebody else, and then there's a little voice inside my head myself. Sometimes even trying to figure out what I'm going to say next, and I'm no longer listening to the person because I'm in my head. And we've heard that a lot. People, wow, I was in my head. What does that mean? So it's normal to have that little voice, but how can we use it? How can we, without saying, hey, that's bad, that's negative, don't listen to your little voice? You can't ignore it. It's going to be there. And the more you ignore it, the louder it's going to speak. So how can we use it? How can we harness it? How can we say, thank you for sharing? How can we say, um, let's take that warning that you're giving me in my little voice and use it in an actionable kind of way, and also affecting my way of being right now, either in the conversation or vis-a-vis the issue that's being talked about. So that's a little voice, and it shows up. It's there always.
And today we linked it actually, which I thought was cool, Mark, to the conversation model, the relationship possibilities in action, which is our core kind of foundational navigation tool. And what we brought to awareness for those that are trying to, have different conversations with themselves and others is what you called the fourth conversation. That this voice in the head that's sometimes pretty noisy. How do we use it, tame it, harness it, to pay attention to it, know it's in us, know it's in the other person? How do we bring it out and be able to use it in a way, like you said, that allows us to make it useful in what we're trying to do or say? So I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm.
I think we also had some pretty cool learning that came along with this. And I think that the highlight for what came up for most of them was I'm not alone. That we all have this thing going on at all the time. So just having that feeling of not having to go through this alone and to be able to get it out of our heads so that we can move forward because there's just too much clutter up in our heads most of the time to be able to have forward momentum and progress in our life or our situations because we're just stewing in our own thoughts.
I think in the process today, I also learned and realized for me, and during in the conversations, Karen and I also, and Ian, we also realized that this was, in fact, without even intentionally saying it, a journaling practice of taking what's in my head and let's put that down on paper and let's get it out of here, put it here in a very practical way, in a very practice-oriented, practical way of dealing with the overwhelm or whatever's in there and putting it on paper, getting it out of there, and then giving it perspective and honoring it and saying thank you for sharing, and finally being kind to ourselves and try not to judge it too much because after all it is still me in there.
The other thing you did, Mark, with touching in on that is once we got it down onto paper, you gave us the practice of being able to reframe that thought. So that thing that we thought was so bad or whatever, we were able to then see it from if I could see this from what is it? I
I,
get to
I,
do X, Y, Z. And
yeah.
then to see it from that alternate perspective to give it flavor that is alternate or opposing and just make it look like it's not all bad. There's value in us in whatever suffering that we're going through right now, but we can't see it because of the way that we've been the direction that we've been looking at it for so long. So thank you for giving us something that we can actually actionably take that thought and help it become something that is of value to us to help us move forward.
And it aligns with one of our core, principles of coaching. You can't change what you can't see. So this practice was so visual. It was also somatic, so it came out of our bodies. So this practice has huge benefits for us personally and in these coaching practice conversations that we're doing in everyday conversations. So really, really helpful.
It was fun.
Awesome. We'll see you next time.